Hi guys, Lord here, and as you all know, I have extraordinarily high hopes for Elder Scrolls 6. I feel like it'll be an extraordinarily good game, and I want it to be so. And I feel like Bethesda wants it to be so too, because Todd Howard has said that he wants the game to last a decade. What he means by that is that he wants the game to stay relevant for a decade without the players getting bored of it. And I feel like they could achieve that, because it's been almost 8 years since Skyrim has been out, and it's still a pretty relevant game. People are still buying copies to this day, mainly because of how many times they've re-released it. But in order for Elder Scrolls 6 to be the best game it possibly can be, Bethesda could use some criticism. So I've compiled a list of 5 things I want in Elder Scrolls 6. The first thing is character development. Skyrim's characters, one problem I had with them is that although characters would tell you some stories about their life, they would never tell you anything where you could build an emotional attachment towards them. You could never get that with the characters in Skyrim. In Fallout 4, they improve this a little bit. You can get to know the characters a bit more, especially with companions, because unlike in Skyrim, in Fallout 4, the more you travel with a companion, the more they become friendly with you and the more they tell you about their life story, and you can kind of build an emotional attachment to them, but not really. Bethesda has improved character development with Fallout 4, but I still feel like it can be way better. Out of all the games I've played so far, I think the game that has the best character development is Red Dead Redemption 2. If you've seen my video on Red Dead Redemption 2, why Red Dead Redemption 2 is the best video game ever, I don't actually think that it's the best video game ever. It's certainly one of them, but I still feel like my favourite game is Skyrim. But anyway, one of the big reasons I felt like Red Dead Redemption 2 was such a good game is because of how emotional you can get towards the characters. You really get to know them. And I feel like that this is a very easy way for Bethesda to already significantly make Elder Scrolls 6 better than what it might already be. The next thing on the list is something that I don't think we need to worry about too much, as it does seem to improve after every Elder Scrolls game, and that is more cause and effect. By this, I think our actions should have bigger consequences. For example, in Skyrim, spoiler alert, after you complete the main quest line, i.e. you kill Alduin, the very dragon that was planning on consuming the whole of Nirn, but you stopped him by killing him and saved literally everyone. When you go back to Whiterun, Nazim is always bragging about how he regularly goes to the Cloud District and how he's way more successful than you because he has a very successful farm. First of all, mate, you do not regularly go to the Cloud District. I do not remember seeing you once at the Cloud District. Second, I have way more money than you. I own every house in every hold, Daedric armor, and I've still got 10,000 septims in my pocket right now. And third of all, I just saved your life and quite literally your soul. So yeah, I do feel like our actions should have bigger consequences. My third thing is an improved combat system. By this I do not mean we entirely change the combat system, because that will just change the Elder Scrolls game in a way that I would not like it, so I don't think we entirely change the combat system. What I do think is that we can add more to it. Again, like the last thing on the list, this does seem to improve after every Elder Scrolls game. Things that we can include are more parays, dodges. Blocks are already a thing, but I feel like they can be improved to be more realistic, and they can make you more unbalanced. Basically, I feel like we can add more to the combat system to make combat more realistic, diverse, and interesting. The fourth thing on the list is probably something a lot of people disagree with, but it's something that I would personally like, and that is another war. Personally, I enjoyed playing the Skyrim Civil War. I enjoyed the quest, even though they were quite similar to each other, and some of them were tedious, I won't lie. And I did also enjoy looking into the lore of the Civil War and both of the factions, the Imperials and the Stormcloaks. And I feel like it would be fun to have that option again in Elder Scrolls 6. It's very much speculated that it'll be in either High Rock or Hammerfell. So for example, if it's in High Rock, it could be between all the different city-states, somewhat after some time High Rock gains independence from the Empire. Or if it's in Hammerfell, it doesn't need to be a civil war, but rather a war against the Thalmor. However, I do also feel like that the player should have the option to not do this. But if the player does enjoy to do this, like I do, then I feel like it would be fun to have this option. But I do feel like that the battles can be made a lot more different and diverse than they were in Skyrim. That would be a good way to improve it. And now it is time for the very last one, and this is probably the most important one. Like how in the first one I said that it would be nice to have more in-depth characters, I think that it would be very nice to have more of an in-depth story. You see, I loved Skyrim, but the biggest problem I had with Skyrim is that I didn't really care about the story that much in the main quest line. I did care about, saving the whole world. Like in the first one, I couldn't really get attached to the characters. I couldn't really get that interested into the backstory of the main quest line. And once again, I feel like this is a very easy way for Bethesda to make their game significantly better. And those are all the things that I feel like Bethesda could implement to make Elder Scrolls 6 the best game it could possibly be. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please feel free to join all my other social medias in the description, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.